Riddle me this, Batman. I got a comment on one of my TADC song reactions, and they were like, "You need to check out So Hoppy," and I was like, "Okay, cool, I'll check that out." And then by the time I get to that comment, someone had replied in all caps that said, "No, that song is so cringe, and the person who made it is a terrible, awful person." And I was like, "What?" I mean, first of all, I don't care if you think something's cringe or not. That is no merit on whether or not the song's actually good or not. You need to stop thinking your opinions mean that much. But then I was thinking, okay, well, there's a reason why I don't react to Has Been Hotel or Hell of a Boss on this channel anymore, because I don't need to be in the middle of people actually being terrible while also making a product that people consume. I don't believe in separating the art from the artist. Sorry, Kanye. But then I looked into this artist, this person, and they seemed okay. So I didn't understand what bro was on about in the comments. Probably nothing. And it's funny, too, because I was talking to some of my friends who I hadn't seen in a while. We connected about enjoying TADC, and they both asked me, "Have you heard of So Hoppy?" And I was like, well, you know what? I haven't, but I've really been told to check it out. So here we go. This is it. Link to this, of course, is going to be in the description. Support the people that made this. Let's go.
I feel so happy today. It's too bad I have crippling depression, and it's just a manic day. I'm trapped here in this colorful delusion. Why can't we sleep or even...
Love the animation already. I think the voice is very, very good. Yeah, I'm really enjoying this. This is cool.
And it's just a manic day. I'm trapped here in this colorful delusion. Why can't we sleep or even cry? Is it possible to die? Am I even still alive? Open my eyes. All I need now to survive is my friends right by my side. I'm so happy I could die.
I feel so happy today, I can't throw this one away. Maybe it's not a mistake to stay alive. Ribbit and come on me, got so much world left to see. If she won't give up today, we'll never die.
Oh. Okay, first of all, I love this animation. So pretty, so... like, the colors are just so great. I love it. And the animation style is so cutesy and just very upbeat. Crazy stuff how they're just, obviously we know how things go for these characters. And for Jax to even be so nervous with like, okay, yeah, I feel happy. I don't want to blow this because I normally don't feel this way. As someone who struggles with a lot of anxiety, I absolutely know how that goes. I feel weird when I'm happy because I'm like, that means something bad is going to happen, or I'm just not aware that something bad is happening and I need to not be happy because bad things happen when I'm relaxed. You know what I mean? But anyway, the fact that they're all like, yeah, we're so happy and this is so great and we know how it goes down is like, uh-oh. Oh, and I also love the assortment of keys that he has. That's funny.
They will never die.
And also the idea that they're acknowledging, hey, it's not saying that everything's perfect, but I'm still choosing to be happy. I think there's a lot of people that think you can only be happy once every thing that is not exactly how you would like is taken care of or fixed or changed or what have you. That's not the case. That's not how that goes. You can be in a terrible situation in life and still choose to be happy. That how you feel about anything is an interpersonal thing. It's inside. It has nothing to do with what goes on the outside. Because I know plenty of people who have very well-to-do lives and they are miserable on the inside. Just saying. Oh. That's cool.
It's too bad all I'm good at is lying. And my mellows today.
Wait. Okay, hold on. I couldn't quite hear that. I need to go into the lyrics here. Ooh, it's too bad that all I'm good at is lying. So, okay, yeah. it's the question of whether or not when you get to know people, if you're really going to be open with like, hey, I'm not always feeling happy all the time. It's a risk. It's a risk. But you know what? I'm 35. I feel like, at least as far as I'm concerned, if I'm not going to be open with what's going on, I mean, obviously you have to have some social, proclivities, like understanding how to discuss things with people. You don't want to walk into a family birthday party and be like, I'm depressed. You're like, there's a way you can do it that is more socially, acceptable, so to speak. But at the same time, it still is a risk in, even inside us to feel like I'm going to be open about whatever. So
It's too bad all I'm good at is lying on my mellows today. And all that I can think about is
Ribbit?
why can't I recall away? I try to entertain, considering my body isn't mine. I know it isn't ordinary, being here just doesn't scare me. No more than
okay, so she was already abstracting, and Jax found her abstracting. Ooh. As someone who's dealt with depression and helped someone who is dealing with depression, it is a very scary situation to see them sitting there kind of at the edge. It's a very scary thing. It's very scary. You're painfully aware that you are moments away from a lifelong decision. Oof. I just the look on Jack's face there when he came in to see her, terrifying.
ordinary, being here just doesn't scare me. No more than the thoughts in my head, no more than the things unsaid. Fall away from me and leave it all to nothing more than memories.
Where is she? What have you done now? Great job, Jax. Way to break her down. It's my fault. How could you say that? You were too happy. Take it all right back.
I lead today, no they'll all say
Bye-bye, Froggy Girl, you're nothing but an extra.
Okay, so we're drawing from the show. So Ribbit was the first one to go. Actually, that makes sense because they were celebrating Kofno's funeral. They weren't celebrating Ribbit, of course. She'd already gone. So it was Ribbit first. She's the really sweet one who the two of them really liked. So then Kofmo decided to take it out on Jax and be like, this was on you. You pushed her. This was your fault. Oh, and then this moment that Pomni suffered from in one of her dreams where they were all just dismissing her and being like, you're whatever. We never really cared about her anyway. Wow, I guess she, wasn't very strong. That's horrible that everyone has to have that sort of, it's like an opposite of light at the end of the tunnel. It's the last light you see before you're stuck in darkness, where the last lie that you have in your head about these people who care about you is that they didn't care about you. That's terrifying, actually, now that I think about it. I would hate to think, some of you guys know my story, some of you don't. I was in a bad spot years and years ago. And the thought that the last thing that would have been on my mind was the very negativity that I believed about the people around me.
There's some way to teach me a lesson. Rather not have any emotion. Endless pain, but never abstracting. I'm so happy I could just happy.
Okay, so he chose to be like, I need to give up emotion. I need to feel like nothing bothers me. That's how I'm going to handle this because I'm falling apart right now. So I have to do something to just keep it all in. Oof. And the fact that that was such a quick decision, realizing, hey, we don't have very much time to handle ourselves before something takes over us. I have to turn it off right now. That's a terrifying thing. Even though they're adults in this show, that's still too much for an adult to have to handle so quickly,
Abstracting, I'm so happy I could just happy. I might just stay, even though I'm trapped and I'm not okay. I feel happy once in my life. Pretend I'm alright when I lost my mind.
Ooh, the laughing on there too. The backup vocals with him laughing. Oh my gosh.
Pretend I'm alright when I lost my mind. And just be happy.
Oh.
forevermore. Just keep holding on here.
Dude, I wait, hold on. Let's see what the end is here. Okay, so it's that. Very interesting, because here we have.
When I lost my mind.
So he's kind of trying to reminisce and trying to focus on what the good was. And they're all spinning around, and he's like, oh yeah, these are my friends. And then, like a bad dream, it pans around and it's something different. But in this case, it's the reality. Next person who comes into his life who he cared about. And he's struggling with that. He's like, shoot, I've done this song and dance before. As soon as I cared about someone, it didn't work out. Oof.
Happy forevermore. Just
So then we have that moment of, okay, this was someone who had abstracted. And he's shutting his eyes to it. I'm trying not to think about it.
keep holding on here.
And that, that moment where he opens his eyes and you see he's abstracting, I feel like that's very similar, because we saw when he drifted away and he was abstracting and he was thinking about his friends, but he was in this hallucinogenic state. I feel like that's very similar to someone coming back to the needle, coming back to the pipe. They're coming back to a drug. They're taking a hit. They choose to go into this delusion where my friends are here, we're all happy, it's all okay. Oh, the thought of even having that in your head, where you genuinely think, I have to dissociate and turn to something that is not reality in order to feel better, that's terrifying. I feel so sorry for this guy. I know when I started watching this series, I was like, frick you, Jax. I don't care what your life story is. You're a horrible person. You're choosing to be terrible. It doesn't excuse what he does, of course, but when you almost see how thinly veiled his persona is, how thinly veiled his facade is, you give it one little push and it blows over like a deck of cards. And he's just a scared, hurting man. Oh. Yeah. And you're just staying up at night thinking about that. Incredible. Incredible job here. Wait. Hold up. Oh, wait. Oh, that's production supervisors. I was like, did they get the voice actors on this again? I was going to say, that wouldn't surprise me, and that would be really cool if they did. But that's so cool. So I don't know. I mean, I know this is like, it's a cover. It's a French cover, and then this is behind the scenes, how they made it. I don't know what this is. A fan dub animation? Someone had made an animation of it? And there's a different Abstraction song. If you know more about these songs, please tell me about them. I would love to check out more of these. But yeah, this is really, really something. I'm glad I checked this out. But you guys tell me your thoughts in the comments. Link to this is going to be in the description. Go support the people that made this. And that's all I got to say about that. See you guys next time.